Kylian Mbappe is the key to Real Madrid's success this season. That has been clear from day one. Whenever Kylian Mbappe is on fire, Real Madrid is on fire. It is Kylian Mbappe, the one who's always starting the push-up, who's always motivating his players. He's always encouraging them. When his teammates do something wrong, he motivates them, he claps for them, he tells them, come on, let's go on for the next one. It's always Kylian Mbappe. Now look, this is not an absolute statement because, winning a game takes 11 players on the pitch to do their work. So it's not an absolute statement to say that it's only because of Kylian Mbappe, but he is a pivotal piece, and without him, I don't see Real Madrid truly advancing or taking that extra step that from where they were last season. This season, Kylian Mbappe seems on fire. He seems motivated. He goes out into the pitch and he believes in himself, and obviously that's always a good thing for Real Madrid. But I do think that other Madrid players also have to start stepping up and showing the same mentality that Kylian Mbappe has, because God forbids it, one day Kylian Mbappe is not available for Real Madrid, and then what do you do? But I do think that under Xabi Alonso, Madrid are going to start demonstrating that with other players very, very soon. We're still very early into the season, so there's still a lot of time for the players to start showing that more of that momentum at least. But yeah, that's the sensation that I get right now from this Real Madrid side. I put out most of the credibility on Kylian Mbappe and the other on the rest of the Real Madrid squad. But you guys let me know what you guys think. I actually only started watching Real Madrid's game in the second half, so I couldn't actually see Trent Alexander-Arnold's injury within the first 5 minutes that I heard. But I haven't heard any more news. Any sources tell us how long he's going to be out for, but just based on his facial expressions, it seems like it might be serious. I mean, he seems like regretful because of it. Again, I didn't see it. I haven't gone back into the replay, so maybe you guys might know more about more than me in this situation, but just based off what everything seems like, it seems that Alexander-Arnold might be out for some time, and given that Dani Carvajal also got a red card recently, Real Madrid are now going to have to play their second Champions League match without two right backs, which means that Xabi Alonso is likely going to have to play Asensio at the right back position or move other pieces for Real Madrid. But yeah, I mean, prayers for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Hopefully he recovers soon and he's back for Real Madrid as soon as possible. This is something that nobody ever likes to see. When a club loses players, especially due to injuries, it always brings down the morale, and it's just always bad. As a rival fan, I always want to see Real Madrid's best players available for the club, and yeah, so this is just going to be a setback for them that hopefully Trent Alexander-Arnold can recover from very, very soon. But yeah, we'll just wait for more information and go from there. Madridistas, I'm going to be harsh with you. I'm going to be critical. This is never a penalty. And anybody who says that this is a penalty is just living in absolute delusion. You have to stop. Look, I'll back you up, guys. I'll back you guys up for the last match against Real Sociedad and say that the red card given to Hojin was not a red card. I'll say that as a Barcelona fan. It was not a red card. The referee made a clear mistake, and I believe that the referees or that the committee already came out and penalized the VAR for not communicating that with the referee. But now in this situation, we just have to be transparent as well and say that this is never a penalty. The player has absolutely no way for him to remove his hand from that position because he's falling to the ground and he's not even looking at the ball. He doesn't know where the ball is at after making that challenge. So this can never be a penalty. And the fact that VAR never even called the referee to go and review it, I don't know. I think that that's a huge problem in itself. And if Real Madrid, I'm going to be critical right here. If Real Madrid are going to be calling out the referee committee every time that they make a bad decision against them, then they should stop being, and I'm going to use this word, they should stop being hypocrites and trying to blind themselves when these decisions go in their favor and not enacting as if nothing happened, right? Because this is a clear mistake from the referee. And if these, people within Madrid want to be loud and speak up when things don't go against them, but they want to be completely silent, I think that that's hypocrisy in itself, and it has to be called out because it's not good. It's not good to see. It's annoying in my opinion when clubs are like this. So I just think that we have to call it out. This is never a PK. I think that this is unfair for Marseille, who did played a wonderful match out there against Real Madrid. They put up a great performance. I think that they surprised or took most of us by surprise. So yeah, it's just not a fair thing to see. And I think that if you're an honest Madridista, you're going to say, you know what, Carlo? Yeah, you're right. I don't think that this was a penalty, and we should, be transparent about that and not just, hide ourselves or act like as if nothing happened. Dani Carvajal has to be much better than this, much smarter. He cannot be losing his cool and his calm just like that, especially of a player of his caliber, of a player of his quality, the experience that he has at Madrid as a person especially. He cannot be losing his cool like that. And I just want to clarify, I have a lot of respect for Dani Carvajal, especially as a person. I think that he's a great human being. I think that he's a great player. He's a historical and legendary player for Real Madrid and Spain as well. And this is just one of those moments where in the heated of the match, you just let yourself go and you go in a headbutt another player. He was obviously always going to dispute this, but you can just tell by his facial expression that he kind of knew that he messed up. And that's a good sign, because a good sign, it shows that he's already repentant about it, that he knows that he messed up and he likely shouldn't have done that. So that's already showing a good sign. But at the same time, he's probably going to be reflecting about this and thinking, moving forward, I have to keep my cool. I cannot be losing my cool like this, especially with all the experience that I have. So yeah, just one of those moments where he genuinely lost his cool. I think I don't think that he meant any bad intention. So yeah, I'm assuming that he's going to be reflecting about that. And yeah, Madrid are not going to have to move forward without two right backs for the following Champions League match. So we'll see what Xabi Alonso does for the club then. Now, my honest opinion about today's match between Real Madrid and Marseille, I think that Marseille played a strong game that nobody expected. I think that they deserved more, maybe a draw. I think that Real Madrid got lucky with one of those piques that I've already talked about. But in the end, Madrid get the win, which is what they always do. They seek to get those wins, and they do it in one way or the other. Do they deserve to win though? I really don't know. I think that the only deserving outcome from this match was a draw, because both teams played their heart out. You could say that Madrid actually didn't play as strong as they usually do. They had a lot of momentum going on in the first half, but then in the second half, they kind of just turned off, even before the red card given to Dani Carvajal. Mbappe also kind of turned off a little bit in the second half, and then they started showing momentum. Then they got the lucky penalty that I mentioned. But I do think that Marseille deserved more than losing. So I'm gonna give it should have been like a 1-1 draw, at least in my opinion, but nonetheless, Real Madrid get the win. Lucky win in my opinion. But Madridistas, you guys can let me know what you think. Obviously, I can already anticipate what you guys are going to say. So no way that I just spent my entire day watching that Real Madrid game when I could have been watching this game. Bro, RIP to me and anybody who missed out on this game. I haven't even seen the highlights, but I'm already mad that I spent my time watching Real Madrid get an easy PK and missed out on this beauty of a game. I mean, but seriously, this match, it was good. It wasn't like it was a boring match, but the way in which Real Madrid won with that easy PK, come on, man. Same as usual, Real Madrid getting helped by the referee. They score a PK and boom, they win and get all the glory. I've already talked about this enough, so please go and watch those videos. But please, let us talk more about this match. What am I watching? 4 goals to 4. What? And this is only the first game of the Champions League phase. That is just wild. I said it yesterday in my prediction that this match was going to be crazy. I anticipated that Juventus were going to win 3 goals to 2, and I thought that in itself was already a crazy game. I never expected 4 goals to 4. Gosh, even this game between Karabakh and Benfica was crazy. Benfica were winning 2 goals to 0, and Karabakh made an absolute comeback at their own stadium, 3 goals to 2. Great for them and great first matches of this first Champions League phase. If this is the level of games that we're going to be seeing, I cannot wait for the rest to develop literally tomorrow and on Thursday. Culers, Madridistas, anybody else, please let me know your thoughts and opinions. Drop a follow, and God bless. The bad news at Barcelona continue, as it has now fully been confirmed that Lamine Yamal will miss the match against Newcastle. Yesterday, there was still some hope because sources had confirmed that the club are going to be monitoring his situation and hoping that he might be able to return on time. But today, sources have confirmed that Lamine Yamal has once again missed the training session with Barcelona and is instead focusing on individual training. However, after Barcelona's match against Valencia on Sunday, beating them 6 goals to 0, many Barcelona fans have come out saying that maybe Barcelona do not necessarily need Lamine Yamal against Newcastle. They are instead relying on other players at the moment who are in decent form, such as Ferran Torres, who has a decent record against Newcastle, scoring at least 4 goals in 2 matches against them at his time at Manchester City. And on top of him, relying on other attackers such as Rafinha, Lewandowski, even Marcus Rashford, who has been on decent form at the moment. But yes, Culers, those are the news confirmed. Lamine Yamal will 100% miss the match against Newcastle, and Barcelona will continue to monitor his situation, hoping that they can bring him back for the next La Liga match against Getafe over the weekend. We'll continue to document this news as they go on, so please drop a follow, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and as usual, Culers, God bless. The world is still trying to deal with Pedri and Gavi and Fermin Lopez. Meanwhile, Barcelona already preparing the next Andres Iniesta. Draw, ladies and gentlemen. Draw is set to renew his contract at Barcelona and become a central piece for the club's midfield for the next generations. I swear, all they're asking for is for just 1 or 2 seasons where Barcelona don't have a good midfield that can control their entire team. But it seems that Barcelona are not willing to give in, because after Pedri retires, after Gavi retires, after Fermin Lopez retires, or once they're on the brink of retirement, Barcelona will have Draw dominating that midfield and being probably labeled as one of the best midfielders of all time. And don't come at me, don't you dare come at me and say that Draw is not a good player. Anybody who saw him in the preseason can tell you 100% that this guy deserves to be playing in the first team. And the fact that he's being sent to the reserve team just speaks levels of Barcelona's talent in the midfield right now. This guy could literally be playing in some of Europe's best teams and be dominating their midfield. But he would much rather just wait for the right time, because he knows that at Barcelona, he has all the potential to just succeed. You've heard it from me, so don't forget it. Dro is going to be the next talent in the midfield for Barcelona and for modern football. I swear, nobody can change my mind about this. Barcelona continue to produce better training gear every single year. Like literally, the training gear might be better than some of the jerseys that they've had in the last couple of seasons. Just look at Pedri rocking this. I don't know, it seems like a creamy type of colored training gear, the Barcelona logo, the Nike logo, Spotify. If this jersey came out as an official, I don't know, third-tier jersey for Barcelona, I guarantee you that every single fan out there would buy it. Look at how Frenkie de Jong rocks it with this beautiful blonde hair. It just looks perfect on him, especially with the pink and navy blue shorts. It just looks perfect. Here's the best cam in the world rocking it as well, Rafinha. And the best part is that this training gear is available on the club's official store on their website. And no, I am not getting paid to say this. I just want you guys to go buy it so that we can help Barcelona afford Julian Alvarez next season. The shirt sells for $120 where the shorts go for $110. They also have the pre-match third shirt for $105. So please, I don't know, ask for extra hours at your part-time job. Ask your parents for more money on Sundays and just cop one of them. They're just perfect. You know what? Hopefully the club can produce something like this as an official jersey for the next following seasons. Culers, let me know what you think. Drop a follow and God bless.